PII to idthief@example.com.
Yeah, that was going to make for a really bad day.
All right then, Jeff. So what can we do to not get hijacked like this with the AI agent?
Yeah, well, because this agent is kind of all baked into the browser, it's all one piece, you can't really get into the insides of it. So there's not a whole lot you can do. You're really dependent upon whoever makes this thing and hope they do a good job. And in fact, we've already seen a number of these AI agents with built-in browsers that have had security and privacy vulnerabilities.
All right, so let's get rid of that. And what if I were building my own AI agent? How can I protect against these indirect attacks?
Sure, this is a DIY exercise, do it yourself. So here's your agent. And with that, you're going to enter prompts from your browser. So this is you. You're going to enter your prompts into the agent, and then it's going to go off and shop, right?
Okay, yeah. So at this point, we go off and we start opening up tabs, and we're looking for, my book in all of these different websites.
Sure. And I assume you also want to keep some information like your preferences, that you wanted this to be in very good condition, that you wanted a certain price point, that you wanted it to be in hardcover, and then also some of your other contextual information, personal information, like your credit card number, your address, and things like that. So those will be fed into this agent also. And then also, I think we're going to want to keep that bit that you had about the chain of thought so that we can trace this thing back and have some level of visibility so that we can see if something goes wrong, then we can find out what happened.
All right, so your do-it-yourself agent looks an awful lot like the other agent we already had. So what are we going to do differently here?
I'm glad you asked. Here's what's going to be different. We're going to add another piece in here. Some people refer to it as an AI firewall or an AI gateway, depends on whichever term you like. But what we're going to do with this is going to be a key component that gets inserted into the flow. So you're going to enter a prompt, and instead of that prompt going directly to the agent, we're going to send that prompt down to the firewall. It's going to examine that prompt and make sure you didn't do a direct prompt injection. In other words, you put something in and told it to ignore its context or all that kind of stuff. If you're misbehaving, we're going to catch you right here. Then, if it passes, it's going to go up into the agent where it's going to do its reasoning. It's going to pull in all of this information. It's going to formulate its